Let's go USC Illinois, right? Illinois, look, we all want to look at that game. We watched it. Everyone watched it. We saw the massacre. We saw like Fernando Mendoza making it look super easy, and Indiana's defense making it very difficult for Illinois on offense. So, what does USC bring to the table that Indiana brought to the table? I think a very effective passing attack. I think an offensive line that's okay. It's all right. I think they'll be tested this week for sure in a big way. But Illinois battling injuries, man, battling them, particularly in that secondary. Hank Beatty also took a shot. He was back in practice though. You had Matthew Bailey, who's in concussion protocol. Xavier Scott will be out for a while, if not the whole season. Torrey Cox Jr. His MRI came back negative, but he's back in practice supposedly. Caleb Patterson X-rays were negative, but I mean, dude, they're taking a beating with the injury bug, beating, and USC might be getting back some help in the secondary. Alex Graham, who's a true freshman cornerback that folks loved, all summer, all fall. He could be sliding into that nickel because Kamari Ramsey is the guy that slid into that nickel spot, even though he's better at safety. So, like, you could have a situation where Illinois is like, sure, they may get some of these guys back, but you're banged up, whatnot. And all of a sudden, USC is getting reinforcements, from another freshman, and we've seen they have some freshmen on their team, on their defense, particularly that have looked really good. So my confidence in Alex Graham actually is not, it's not low, right? If Kamari Ramsey gets to move back to safety, I'm sure you USC fans, like, you're potentially getting better at two spots because Kamari Ramsey's not a better nickel than he is a safety.
No, no, he's not. But listen, I will say you talked about this Indiana team like really handling Illinois on the offense side of the ball. I think that a little bit of outlier, like what Mendoza did, those wide receivers, the corner got hurt, like you got a lot secondary got hurt. So it just was snowball, right? So I don't think that's going to be a repeatable outcome that's going to happen with this Illinois defense week in and week out in the Big Ten. Like, but what I do see is like what is of concern for Illinois moving forward is how their offensive line, who was supposed to be one of the better units in college football, how their quarterback and running game was supposed to be one of the better units in the Big Ten, got kind of manhandled. And this USC defense, I think, can absolutely replicate that kind of success. Like their defensive linemen, I think, are really, really impressive. You got Shelby, you got Crawford, Jakeem Stewart kind of broke out a little bit, the young kid there, and had a really nice game against Michigan State. You've also got Abaziri, the Minnesota kid, who's a really athletic interior guy. A couple good pass rushers. Anthony Lucas is in there as well. What Gentry does, I think, in that front seven, and what his size and athleticism is really, really frustrating to deal with how long he is and how good he is at attacking wherever he's going to, but specifically getting after the quarterback in blitz plays. So that's what's concerning, I think. And that's why I really feel strongly about USC in this game. Traveling on the road, I think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder. As a guy that, I'll spoil it here. Like I'm taking USC in the points here, and that's going to be on our best bets. Like, unfortunately for me and USC bettors, it's like you lost value because of what happened to Illinois. I was going to be taking that regardless coming in this week, and obviously with the crazy outlier, what happened last week with Illinois, that line got inflated and all that stuff. But yeah, and also speaking to that, the game that was a big one circled in the Big Ten in one of the biggest games of the September schedule that the Big Ten conference play had was this one here. And it was like for USC, almost make a break already for the September and what they're going to do here with Lincoln Riley. But it still is a massive game. Like if USC loses, it's that much. I think almost that much more pressure is put on them because of what happened to Illinois last week and how you cannot lose to a team that just lost by 50, right? So, yeah, that's where I'm at with USC.
And you're going on the road too. Like it's not my best bets. I'll be with you on USC minus 6.5, but I do not feel nearly as confident as you do, to be honest. This offense, Jacoby Lane is out with what I guess Riley's calling a undisclosed injury, whatever that means. My thought is that he's not going to be playing this week. All right. If he doesn't, I know we saw the offensive like production, the numbers. You're like, oh, they didn't really take a dip because they ran the ball really well against Michigan State. Hashtag who hasn't. If they're not able to establish the ground game the way that they have been able to, what does it look like for this passing attack? Like you have very talented Illinois defensive backs, like when they're healthy.
Yeah.
Like if they're able to eliminate Mekhi Lemon, like where are they going? I know that USC has talent in this room. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying USC doesn't have talent. I'm saying when Jacoby Lane was out and you're playing against Michigan State, like it was only Mekhi Lemon in the passing game. It was only him. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I'm sure with another week of preparation that USC will find other options to go to. I just think it's a little bit less certain. So
it makes Jordan and Eli Sanders, Wayman Jordan, Eli Sanders, that much more valuable. Those running backs, so those guys got juice, man. I was really impressed. We talked about this a little bit off air and like what they were able to do, and just like seeing guys pop off the screen just from the TV screen, right? Like that's exciting. If you we heard all camp, we heard all summer about this kid Wayman Jordan, and it's been fun to see that come to fruition.